Hello, BookTube. This is a video about a buddy read I'm doing with Elena Macrodina. Um, I'll link her um, channel below. She's already posted on the second part of Anne McCaffrey's Volume 2, The Dragon Riders of Pern, Dragonquest. We read 4 chapters a week and give our thoughts about them. We did that with the original, which was Dragon Flight. And here's my copy of Dragon Quest. I know the lighting's a little odd in here. This little nook's never very good for that, for the lighting. But right here you can see there's the dragons that are usual throughout the book. But here are these little ones that become part of the story. And it's a genetic engineering that led to these. So Pern's the planet. There's a red planet or celestial body of some sort that has an irregular contact with the planet Pern. It works in cycles, but there seems to be some difficulty tracking the cycles of the approach. And when it approaches close enough to Pern, these spores are dropped through the atmosphere. They're called thread because when they fall, they look like thread, almost like a rainstorm moving across, and they destroy organic matter. And in the first book, there had only been one hold of dragon riders, these genetically altered and huge beasts who would eat something called firestone, and they would fight the thread with dragon riders on their back, and there's a sort of a mental connection between the riders and the dragons. And then the queen dragons are impressed. In other words, they have a mind connection with a female human, and this is how they the weirs are where the dragon riders live, and this is the social setup. It's reminiscent of medieval. There's craft guilds, so you have the master crafter, master herdsman, master harper, who does the lore. All this has sort of been in abeyance because it's been 400 years since the last thread fell, and people are evolving and moving along. But the traditions that protected the people are being forgotten. Once the thread reappears, the threat's there. There's only one weir hold of dragon riders left out of the many that used to be on the planet. Long story short, some dragon riders from the olden days are brought forward, and the tension between the old ways and the new ways continues in these books. So, not to be a spoiler or anything, we have new characters coming to the fore. We have Flar's half-brother Fnor. We have the Master Smith, because one of the young boys in the story accidentally stumbles on, 2 young boys stumble on ancient technologies. So, I don't want to give too much away, but it's intensely fast-paced. And it shows complex characters. It even shows complex roles. So right when you're thinking, well, all these, the holders, like the lords over the regular population, are evil, you meet a good one. Or if you think all the craft guilds are good and working for the better of the planet, you meet one who's ignorant. And every time you think the weir leaders, the dragon lords, are good, you find out a bunch of them are hidebound. And then when you think they're hidebound, you find out the reason for it. So Anne McCaffrey creates great characters, great tension, great world building. As time goes on, you see more and more, and it's well thought out. It all works together or doesn't work together intentionally. And the stresses you would ever have in a great war, this ongoing war against the thread, you have here. You have commanders that are competent, commanders that are there for all the wrong reasons. you know, and you have greed, you have all the human attributes, good and bad. So I find that I really, really am enjoying this. So this that first one here is that was the first section we read. This is the one we just finished, and this will be the third and then the final section of the book we do. So we have two more sections to go. Easy to, like I said, it's very fast paced. So if anybody wanted to jump in and read along with us, it'd be quite easy to catch up. We're just getting ready to start chapter 9. So you could do that. What's chapter 9? And my copy is on page 163. I mean, you could jump into this real easy. Although I would recommend reading Dragonflight first. So this is good vintage science fiction. You know, ancient artifacts from the time when the settlers on Pern had a closer connection to their Terran origins. You've got genetic engineering. So you have trying to master technology that had been mastered in the past, and you have political tensions, and even a little bit of the gender politics all of a sudden to start showing up pretty strongly. So all in all, very, very good read, very enjoyable. There's one more after this in the original trilogy, but there was a lot of Pern books written, so very much enjoying this reread. So thank you, BookTube.